Vadantu shastrani yajantu devan kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha atmaika vyodhena vinapi muktihi na siddhyati brahma satantarepi अमृतत्वस्य नाशास्ति वित्ये नेत्येव हि श्रुतिः ब्रवीति कर्मणो मुक्तेः हे अहेतुत्वं स्फुटं यतः अतो विमुक्तै प्रयतेत विद्वान् संन्यास्तवाह्यार्थ सुखस्पृहः सन् संतं महांतं समुपेत्य देशिकं तेनोपदिष्टार्थ समाहितात्मा. What we saw, ataha, for this reason, the vidwan who is having the vidvatvam. Vidvatvam doesn't mean scholarly. Who is a scholarly person? It's not. Vidvatvam means panditai. Pandit. Pandita means who is having the panda. Panda means jnanam. What jnanam? Samyak jnanam for discrimination, sad and asad. What to do, what not to do. That panda who is having see at this stage, who have listened to Vedanta at least once. I'm not telling that completely unknown, at least once. And we have listened to Vedanta for many years, many a times. And we know what to do, what not to do. But this is not enough, because we will come in that point. What we need, that is chitta shuddhi. And for that you have to do karma. Unless and until you are ready for jnanam, unless and until you are ready for jnanam, you have to do karma. Because only karma yoga can give you chitta shuddhi or purity of mind. What kind of karma? It's not that you have to dig the land and start fire rituals big. It's not like that. Like vichara, vastu vichara, sadasad vastu vichara, that is also under the spell of karma. In a conscious mind, every time, am I doing right or wrong? Is it conducive for my spiritual life or not? Each and every time, even when we are getting angry, that time also be conscious that yes, I am angry and this is the person. Actually, I am not angry. If it is so, like suppose an administrator, suppose a teacher, sometimes it is needed to show his anger. If anger is under his spell, he is the drashta of his angriness or anger, and he is using that tool for a greater purpose. That is required. But if the person is under the spell of anger, That is not Vidvatvam. That person may be a very scholarly person. The person maybe is having a big beard and matted lock. Maybe he or she is old. Maybe he or she is in the ochre cloth. If that person is under the spell of anger, means that person must have to be spell of kama, desire, vasana. You must know that. So whenever, see, in our life, anything may be happen. We may be angry. But at that time, as a spiritual seeker, you have to be conscious. What I'm doing? Am I doing the right thing? As a spiritual seeker, because every time I tell you that first that evolution is needed inside, that I am not Mr. X or Mrs. Y. I am a spiritual seeker. I am a sadhaka. I am a sadhika. That identity you have to create. That evolution is required within us. And if we can find out that identity within, then slowly, all the conducive nature will grow up inside us. And all the non-conducive nature will fall apart, whatever the situation comes. That is the evolution. That is the result of karma, and how it will be, you have to do, because this is apraptasya prapti. Our mind is always downtrodden, always downflowing. So what is needed? There, heavy heat, scorching heat of knowledge with consciousness to make it upward. Clear? So, ataha vimuktaihi prayatita vidwan. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji also telling that you have to strive for that. You have to try for that. Unless and until you try, I don't know why it happens. Or it's not a mere imaginary portion, you know. We sometimes say we know that we, if you know, then why don't you try? A lot of people I meet, you know, they tell Swamiji, we know that we become angry, we become like that. If you know, see, unknowingly, if you do anything else, this is in Bengali, this is called bhul. Bhul hoye geche. Galti ho gaya. But after knowing also, if you do, or if we do, this is anyay. And that is punishable offense. So start punishing yourself. What is the punishment? The punishment is what you like, what your mind like, what your senses like to see, to hear, to taste, to touch. Restrain it. That is called austerity or austerity. Whatever your, because we know what we like to see, what we like to hear, what we like to smell, what we like to taste, what we like to touch. Restrain it. Immediately. Tell your mind This is your punishment. Unless and until you will punish your mind in that way, it will not be corrected. Sometimes you have to be a strict father and punish it. Sometimes you have to be a compassionate mother, or you have to be your friend. Then only you can, it will come. So I'm just making the introduction. Uddharet atmanatmanam. No, Jetli ji, please listen, then you chant. Uddharet atmanatmanam. Magnam samsara varidhau. Yoga rudhatvam asadya. Samyak darshana nishtaya. Uddharedatmanatmanam magnam samsaravaridhau yogarudhatvam samyak darshana nishtaya. So the thing is, Guru is teaching. How Guru is teaching? This Vedantic teaching process is Adhyaropa Apavada Prakriya. There is deliberate superimposition and total negation. Why that superimposition and why negation? Suppose a small kid in the evening comes after playing in a rainy season football. So what will be his condition? His shirt, his pants, his whole body will be totally muddy. So what does his mother do? His mother first applies some water, wash it, then she applies soap. Soap is not good. If it was good, then we used to keep it. But it helps to remove darts and the germs. So mother applies the soap on the baby, then rub it. When the baby start crying sometimes or become very annoyed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then mother applies water and remove soap and dirt together. This process is called Adhyaropa Apavad Prakriya. Guru deliberately superimpose something else to remove all our mental darts. Clear? So that prakriya is going and it will be till the end. In Atma Bodha sloka verse 39, I don't know, when meditation process was completed, that sloka was there. Atmanyevakhilam drishyam pravilapya dhiya sudhihi bhavaedekam atmanam Nirmal Akashavat Sada. The wise one should intelligently merge the entire world of objects in the Atman alone and constantly think of the self as being ever uncontaminated like space. Atmani eva akhilam drishyam pravilapya dhiya sudhihi. In the Atma alone, akhilam means the entire drishyam, means the world of objects. Pravilapya means merging. How? Dhiya, by the intellect. Who does it? Sudhihi means the wise one, the vidwan, the pandita. Bhavayet should think ekam, one, atmanam, the atma or the self, nirmala akashavat sada, constantly like the stainless of pure space. How is it? See, each and everything happens in the space. Like good smell, bad smell. The air also the carrier, air also doesn't get contaminated with it. But space, there is no scope of getting contaminated. There may be a fire, nothing happens to the space. There may be a heavy rain, nothing happens to the space. Likewise, a wise man who knows his intrinsic nature, that I am Atma, then what happens for the outside? Nothing happens. राजा को रानी मिले तो आनंद घन का क्या, राजा को रानी ना मिले तो भी आनंद घन का क्या. One king has wives. We consider one wife, but he was not under control or something else. So he consulted one Swami. Means he saw one Swami. And that Swami told many stories to enlighten him. And lastly, when he left the palace, he gave him 2 cheats and told, when I will go, then only you will open it. Because that Swami gave him the Vedantic knowledge. Raja ko Rani mile to Anand Ghan ka kya? Raja ko Rani na mile to bhi Anand Ghan ka kya? Means you are that Ananda Ghana, the condensed form of Ananda, the condensed bliss you are. Nothing can contaminate you, nothing can harm you, nothing can hurt you. Clear? Now, the sloka is, the last line is Samyak Darshana Nishtaya. It's Tritiya. Nishtha Shabda is Akaranta Strilinga Shabda. Like Rama. By Rama, with the help of Rama means Ramaya. Likewise, Samyak Darshana Nishtaya. By the help of Atma Darshana Nishtha. Samyak Darshana. Samyak means correct vision. So why Vedanta? Vedanta is for eye correction. Eye means those eyes by which our vision will be cleared. I means I also, means ego. So Vedanta is for eye correction. How it will be? It is that Samyak Darshana Nishtaya. What happens? Yoga Rudhatvam Asadhya. Asadhya means having gained. What? Yoga Rudhatvam. Yoga Rudha Avastha. So here I will explain what is the meaning of yoga. Samsara varidhau magnam atmanam. That atma, what is merged into the ocean of transmigration, of sorrow and happiness. Because where there is an ocean, there must be some waves or ripples. Maybe the waves are very big ocean or waves, or at least some ripples. What is that ripples? Ripples means ups and downs, ups and downs. Not a single person you will find in your life, whoever he is, he may be the richest person in the world or the poorest person in the world. You will never find that he was not having any trouble or any dukkham. Like, just remember the story of Bhagavan Buddhadev. When a mother came with her dead son to Lord Buddha, that everyone says is, you are Bhagavan, you are Bhagavan, you are Bhagavan. Please make him alive. Bhagavan tried to console her in a many ways. But it's a mother's heart. How it will be consoled when she has lost her only son? Buddha understood. Then he told, yes, I will do that. And for that, I need one handful of master seeds. But listen, you have to bring that master seed from that family where never ever the death has entered. When we are in total grief, means total delusion, then we lose our discrimination power, discrimination faculty. Vichar Shakti lop ho jata hai. And that mother started roaming here and there. From everyone, she was asking a handful of master seeds and asked, ever death entered at your home? And never and nowhere she got the satisfactory answer. And she returned back to Buddha and understood the realm of life, the reality of life. So like that, samsara varidhau, that word Bhagavan has used, that the ocean of transmigration means where there is constant changes, constant happiness and sadness, happiness and sorrow, happiness and sorrow. There, where you have to lift your Atma, by which Atmana, because through Atma, by the help of Atma, Uddharet, one should rescue. Now you are the Vedantic student, you always see that there is only one Atma, there is nothing else. Atma is Satyam. All the whole world is illusory, false, unreal. And now in this sloka, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji is telling, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. Uddharet Atmanam. How? Atmana. Atmanam Atmana. How is it? So how many Atma? Then you have to know that in which sense that Atma word has been used over here. So that yogadhuratvam avastha is a very wonderful avastha. I will use some Sanskrit terminology over here. Yogadhuratva avastha means samsaya viparjaya rahita avastha, where there is no doubt, where there is doubtless knowledge and no opposite knowledge, samsaya and viparit, because that is the meditation portion. Because through meditation, what happens? We remove our samsaya and viparita bhavana. Because many times when we suffer mainly, all that samsaya comes, doubt comes, really Bhagavan is there. Then why I am here in this condition? I do puja from morning to evening since my childhood. I never miss my puja, jap and everything. Wherever I found that any temple is there, I visited. All the mission programs I have attended, all the Vedanta class I attend. Again, why all such sorrowful facts, reality came to me? Samsaya and viparita bhavana. There is no use of doing classes. There is no use of doing. See, that's why we don't get people. We don't get. How many we get? Because they have many priorities. When you will do something else, when you will give priority. See, in our daily life, daily routine, a lot of things are there to do, but something we deliberately skip, something we don't pay attention, and that we do only where we pay attention or priority. Maybe suppose a wife doesn't like the husband because that husband is always cold in nature, and she is very annoyed that my husband is like that, never he says any sweet word to me. Yet she serves because she gives priority to it. Unless and until you give priority you won't do anything else. Whatever it is, Vedanta class or going to movie or going anywhere else or sleeping, anything else happens due to our priority. So here, samyak and viparit, viparjaya rahita jnanam is samyak darshana. And how it will happen? Atmanishta savava. What is Atmanishta? Please pay attention. All the things I am telling you will not get in your book. It's all from my previous notes and chintanam I am telling. Just pay attention and listen. That how it is, chitta vritti, here you need the different kind of chitta vritti to remove another one kind of chitta vritti. It's like, suppose in a glass, there is some darts and it's fixed. The bottom is fixed with the table. So you can't take the table for washing. What do we have to do? We have to pour pure water, pouring and pouring and pouring. And once all the darts will go from the bottom and the glass will be filled with the pure water only. Likewise, for us, you can't remove anything else because it's not a physical thing. It's not physical shard like that we will remove it and we'll wash it. It's a volatile thing. It's a very sukshma, subtle thing. So how will we clear up it? We have to pour the good ideas, samyak darshana, shamyak darshana, shamyak darshana, every moment with the consciousness. That word I am using since the first class I started taking in Chinmay Mission, even from today morning also. Consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. So Ramakrishna, when he is blessing on the day of Kalpataru Day, what he told, Rudir Chaitanya ho, means you become conscious. Because Chaitanya means consciousness. We are not conscious. We are not conscious why we are coming here. We are not conscious why we are doing so. We have some different ideas for everything else, for puja, for japa. A lot of people, maximum 99% people, why do they do puja, that if I don't do puja, my Bhagavan will be angry on me. And my daily pleasurous life will be disturbed. That's why we do puja. Not for the chitta shuddhi. So you have to shift your thinking process. That is pouring pure water into the dart. Now, like how it will be, some force discipline is needed, like maunam, observing silence, and all such things are needed. Here, yoga means train up your mind. Yoga doesn't mean that physical exercise. If physical exercise is needed, you have to do it to train up your mind. But here yoga means yoga. How we discipline something else. I don't know whether if you ever been to any such camps or if you live in any hostels, you can understand that what is that train up, because suppose we have to get up at 4:30 or 4 o'clock, then what about the conducive position in the bed or in the room? We will not get. We will not get the conducive food or favorable food. And the most horrible is, if you attend any camp, the person you dislike the most, he or she will be your roommate. I don't know. And that is self-discipline. You have to train up your mind. Yes, that is why camp. See, in like monastic hostel, they are also the same problem. It is not that all the swamis are very conducive. Some swamis are very disturbing from their brahmacharya period. You have no idea. So whoever become their roommate or neighbor, how horrible it is, you don't know. Some brahmacharis and swami I have seen, from 2:30 or 3 o'clock will start chanting, so loudly. Lastly, we tried to make him understand. Then he tried to make us understand that here we have not come for sleeping. It is the time for doing tapasya, and chanting is the one very solid pillar. Lastly, Acharya had to intervene this fact. And then also when he did not listen, Acharya gave him a caution that, see, sadhana is personal. If you can't do that, if your sadhana becomes torture for the others, you take the decision whether you will continue your sadhana or you have to leave the place. Everywhere in Ramakrishna Mission, in Chinmaya Mission, it's Ramakrishna Mission, it's worse condition, because they're in one room, always 3 people are there. And you have to pass through this situation 5 years. 5 years you are together, 3 people, and it's on your luck. In Chinmaya Mission, there is very small room, like a cage, like a cage. So there is neighbor, though it is single room, and there is nothing. In the room, there is this size of bed, but little bit longer. One this much of almirah, this much, and one rack. This is your room. And one table will be there. If you can manage one chair, you are a very lucky person. There you have to manage your deity, your, Ishta Devata, wherever you want to place, you place. You have to manage here, where you will keep your all such books, where you will keep your water bottle and all these things. And in Mumbai, the weather is like that. Whatever the food you will keep, there will be ants then and there. So you can't keep any food at your room because it's almost in a jungle, and it's very moist place. And there will be 2-3 times food. A lot of people have the things, you can't imagine, because you live in a home where there is kitchen just within 10 feet or something like that, and ample of food. When in the restricted place, first attack is there is last level, desire level. But whoever comes to join as a Swami or Brahmachari, they have enough thinking for that. So it doesn't disturb much, generally. But attraction for food, it becomes heavy. That is why you will find maximum Swamis are like, because that desire for lust gets converted into desire for food. Even Sri Ramakrishna has acknowledged it. Sadhu more khe. Sri Ramakrishna bolchen. Sadhu dies eating after, because his one big desire has been converted into food. And not a single Swami, even Holy Mother also knew that. That is why she never restrained her sons for eating food. And see, don't take it literally that why that bhiksha, because sadhu becomes very happy by eating. So people call, and feed him. I have heard from Acharya, and it is not the case of hearing, it's the matter of feeling. So, so yoga means here controlling the mind, training the mind, where the mind is, their mind is full of pancha klesha. 5 times of klesha we are having. What? Avidya, asmita. Then asmita means ahankara. Avidya, asmita means ahankara, I am so and so. I am the in charge of Chinmay Mission Kolkata. So your conduct should be like this to me. Asmita. This is the first baby of ahankara. Asmita. First child. What is the second child? Is raga. Terrible attraction for anything else. Then dvesha. Terrible hatred for anything else. So avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and 5th one is abhinivesha. According to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, abhi and ni both are upasarga vish dhatu. So means I am thinking that I am totally this body. It cannot be that I am Atma. It's better in Vivekachudamani, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, and it's very soothing for hearing. But reality is I am this body. That sort of mindset is called abhinivesha. Totally under the grip of some wrong notion. That is the mind's nature. So you have to train up everything else. That is yoga rudhatvam. Clear? Now, from where Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji got that concept, this is 6th chapter, 4th sloka, where Bhagavan is telling, 6th chapter, 5th sloka. But Bhagavan has started giving introduction from 4th sloka. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 6th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. Yadahi nendriyartheshu na karma svanusajyate Sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudhas tadochyate. सारे संकल्प त्यागी sadhak. Here sannyasi means sadhak. Sarva sankalpa. He has deducted his all sankalpa, all desires. All desire means all non-conducive desires. But who will judge that this is conducive and this is non-conducive? A diabetes patient have a terrible attraction for the sugar. And when he starts studying the Vedanta and terrible attraction for sugar, then he thinks that this body is anyhow perishable. And if I don't eat sugar right now, I can study, I can pay my whole attention over here. See, if I have little bit sugar right now, I can double my dose today. But see, Vedanta is the most important factor in life. In that way, we convert the non-conducive into conducive. That is why Bhagavan told Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. You, for the discrimination, you no need to discriminate what is conducive, what is non-conducive. Think everything is non-conducive, all desires, and deduct it from your life. Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. Yoga Rudhas Tadochyate. We will continue afterwards. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Harihi Om.